Hello Capricorn, welcome to your April 2019 reading. I'm Alex, it's nice to meet you. This is for Capricorn Sun, Moon and Rising, and even Venus too. As I start shuffling the cards, do keep in mind, as you know, it's a general reading. It probably won't resonate with everyone. I wish it would, but it won't. So if it doesn't, do feel free to watch the other videos of your other signs, like your moon, your rising, your Venus, because there might be something in there that does click for you. Alright, without further ado, I'm going... Ooh, Cap. Alright, let's see. We're going to do... Oh, one just blew out there. Alright. Goodness gracious. Cap, what's going on? We're going to do a Celtic cross, and then we'll pull oracle cards from 3 different decks. 3 different ones to try and tie in and clarify a little. So stick around for that. My goodness, the cards are jumping everywhere today for you. Looks like you've got a big April in store. Let's see. Ooh. Oh no. I don't like to see my Capricorn suffer. I don't like to see any sign suffer. But goodness. No, I'm not going to take them both at once. If they're meant to come up again, they will. Right. Good thing is that card is in the past now. Hopefully it can't hurt us anymore. Alright, let's see. Goodness, they're so jumpy. So jumpy. Alright, I'll try to talk you through what we've got so far. So, your central energy at the moment, your present energy is the Sun, crossed by the 8 of Wands. Now, the Sun is a magnificent card to have. It's one of the 2 cards in the tarot that is only ever positive, wonderful. Goodness. Capricorn, what's going on? This is one of the most dynamic readings I've had this month. Alright, let's see. I haven't even finished the signs yet, but what was I saying? Alright, the Sun, yes, it's a fantastic card to have. The Sun is only positive. It looks like at the moment, you're either terribly happy, or you're about to be. Maybe you're enjoying spring now that the sun is out, but usually it's a little more metaphorical than that. Well, and it should be getting good for you, Capricorn. This Aries moon is in your 4th house of house and home. So you should be spending some nice time with your family and not worrying so much about work like you usually do. On the other hand, you might be trying to balance your home and work relationships, which is a little harder to do. Let's see. Come on, deck, give us something. 1, 2, 3. All right. And this Sun in the middle is crossed by the 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Wands is the card of speed. This is very fast-moving energy. It can be very passionate. The Wands represent fire, like the fire signs. It could also be very fast communication coming in for you. Maybe one that will knock you off your feet a little bit. But it looks like it's going to be very, very happy communication. I think you might be about to get some very good news, Capricorn. If you haven't already got it. Wow, goodness. All right. Now they're all coming out. All right, deck, we just need one more. Ooh, all right. dear. Cap, alright. Looks like the underlying energy here so far is the Eight of Swords. This is not very good energy. Actually, you can see it's quite terrible. It's about feeling trapped. It's about suffering because you're feeling trapped. But if you actually look, even though this girl looks very scared, very paralyzed, it looks like she's been kidnapped. But if you look very closely, she's the one holding her own binds, right? She has the power to get out of that. It's just she's so frozen by fear that she can't, or she thinks she can't. But look at her cat. He's already going for it. No sword going to stand in my way. Be like that, Cap. You know you move up the mountain. Don't let some pesky sword stop you. All right, now, what was I saying? Right, the Sun crossed by the Eight of Wands. As I said, the Sun is wonderful energy. And here with the Eight of Wands, you can expect very, very good, fast news coming in the month of April. First of all, this could concern a creative project, or it could be about work, because although they're very passionate, the Wands also represent work. So expect some good news about your work so far, or about a project, or in essence, traditionally the Eight of Wands is also known as Cupid's arrows, right? So I think some of you might be in love, Cappies. You know, here with Cupid's arrows and the sun, I feel like the song, I'm walking on sunshine. Some of you might be feeling very happy with this twist. So if you are, well done. If not, then you'll be happy anyway, because work. That always makes Capricorns happy. I'm kidding, but you know, you are the most ambitious sign there is, and you're very focused and determined. So, good news in your job. It's just what you deserve, honestly. Alright, I see in your recent past there was quite bad energy here. This could be, as I said, this can be either romance or work. It's really not very specific. And right now with Aries in your 4th house, it could all be about house and home. Either way, whichever way that goes, you have the Ten of Swords in your recent past, which means you've been hurt lately. You've been hurt about something. I'm not sure exactly what. If it's about romance, you could actually be suffering over this. You could have been, rather. Or you could have feel like someone betrayed you a little bit. Not a little bit, I mean she has 10 swords in her back. So I'm sorry, whatever happened to you here. It looks bad. It'll be different for every Capricorn. But remember that I'm not saying this for you at all. I know that Capricorns are the least likely to victimize in essence. But this card can also be known as the card of over-exaggeratedness a little bit. I mean, look, it's it's an overkill. Who needs 10 swords in their back? Maybe the problem, I'm not saying it didn't hurt. I'm not trying to lessen your suffering at all. And I'm not saying it wasn't serious or it didn't look serious. But the problem might be less serious now in the present than how it looked in the past. Keep that in mind, because, I mean, it won't take away the suffering. But it might not affect your life as much as you initially thought. All right, good. In your past energy too, you have the Emperor. Now, the Emperor, it could be Aries. So the Emperor is the Aries card. But more likely, in this case, I mean, unless you're dealing with an Aries, in which case he's right here, or she. The Emperor is also the energy, right? He's an emperor. He's not just a king. He rules over kings, the king of kings. And he knows exactly what he wants and how to get it, but he also does it in the most charismatic way possible. This man is not a tyrant. He doesn't need to take things by force. He knows how to get what he wants and he goes for it. He has the power to do it. He's extremely determined, passionate, organized, It sounds a little bit like you, Capricorn. And in any case, he's got the stag horns there on his crown. You know, Aries and Capricorn, they both have horns. So it looks like despite this pain in the past, Cap, you've really, I feel like this is you taking the Emperor's energy and continuing down the right track to exactly what you want. And it looks like it's providing very positive results. What do we have here? In your future, the Wheel of Fortune. The tides are turning, Capricorn. It's changing. Everything that looked bad, it's going to go all over again. It's going to do a full 180 and turn around. And fortune will smile on you with this. Especially if it is for work for some of you. The Eight of Pentacles is a lot about work, about that day-to-day grind, about your own business potentially, but also about those daily tasks that you do, all coming together. There is set to be a big change in your work environment. Big change. I'm wondering, for those of you interested in romance here, I am wondering if this special person is, well, a colleague, whether they work with you. Because honestly, I see both here. I mean, mostly there's work, but I mean, with Cupid's arrows here, and the tides turning, there's masculine, feminine energy. I mean, not that that means it's not about gender of the people, it's about the relationship energy. Every relationship has masculine and feminine energy. It looks like it could be about work, about romance, or potentially for some of you, about both. So if you've got a sweetheart at work, Capricorn, or someone you've got your eye on, expect a change there too. It looks quite promising. All right, so let's see about our staff. You see yourself as the Tower. So usually the Tower can be quite a negative card, but I always like to see it in a positive way. Not because I'm overly optimistic, but because the Tower, I mean, if it comes crumbling down, how sturdy was it in the first place? That's what I always think. I mean, of course sturdy things have been broken down, but check out the Colosseum or the Great Wall of China. Even the Leaning Tower of Pisa that, you know, threatens to, but it doesn't. When things are built well, they don't collapse. So if anything has collapsed here, it's because your ruler Saturn is going through your sign now. It wants to get rid of anything flimsy. Flimsy things will not stand under this cycle. It's going to force you to get stronger bases set. So you might be feeling a bit topsy-turvy here. You might feel like something has come down. You might feel a bit frazzled. Maybe you took a blow to the head. And you feel like it's all a bit upside down and you're not exactly sure what to do. But people don't see you like this, Capricorn. People see you as the Chariot. Now the Chariot is all about success, determination, and progress. Lots of progress. Movement forward. Victory, triumph. The Chariot is distinctly tied to all that. And this is how people see you. So you might be seeing yourself as, oh God, what am I doing? What do I do now? But people actually always see you on the move. Now, Cappy knows what he's doing, or what she's doing. Don't need to worry about them. They're always on the money. So don't worry about that. It's coming. Well, it's not. I mean, it is coming, but you are progressing. Even if you feel like you're getting nowhere, sometimes a collapse can be progress too. It enables us to find something much better. I mean, imagine if your house had flimsy foundations and it came down, you wouldn't want that house anyway. You'd want something that could hold you your entire life. If it's about romance too, you could have recently fallen for someone, in essence. And in this case, it would have been a pretty hard fall. You might be completely upside down about this, and especially if it's happening at work, this is even worse. It's making you think, oh my God, my head is not screwed on properly. What do? I can't even focus at work, and that's the thing I'm best at. Don't worry though. I mean, you might feel like this, but people don't see you like this. Potentially, your potential partner or your actual partner, they don't see you like this. They see you as determined and as serious and as triumphant and progressive as always. So, ladies' fears to rest, Capricorn. Fortune is coming. In your hopes or fears, you have the Queen of Pentacles. Because she's such a good card, I doubt it's about fears here. You're very hopeful. You are embodying, this is full Capricorn energy here. I mean, especially if you're a woman, but even if you're a man, you can embody the power of the queens as well, just like Capricorn females can embody the emperor too. It's just energy. But basically, you are feeling like a monarch here with your money. This is very grounded, very practical, very safe, wise, extremely wise about the money. It's going well, Capricorn. Definitely take the influence of the Queen of Pentacles. It can only do good for you. And here in the end we have, in the final outcome, the Fool. I love the Fool card. If you've seen the channel art on my channel, I always say, you know, we are all fools on our own journey, because I love the fool's journey. Some people take it as a bit of an insult, you know, look at this crazy person jumping off the cliff. But the truth is that if we didn't have people like this, we wouldn't have heroes, we wouldn't have films, because everyone would be boring. And you know, they say Capricorns are boring, or practical, or serious, but the truth is that Capricorns are all of those things, except boring. I mean, you are serious, you are practical, but what people don't realize is you also like to enjoy yourself, right? You're a goat. You like to frolic in the fields and jump up and down and make those crazy goat sounds and have a lot of fun. So dive in, Capricorn. Dive in without fear, because without the Fool, there is no tarot. And without a hero, there is no film. I'm going to clarify this one, because the Fool is also a wonderful new beginning. It's the 0 card of the major arcana. So it comes before the Magician. It comes before any of the other major arcana. It can mean a new beginning for you. So I'm going to clarify this too, because obviously it will be tied to either your romance or your work or your family, or a new adventure. But, oh, okay, what do we have here? The Queen of Cups. All right, and what energy do I have on the bottom? Oh, look, the 10 of Cups. All right, they've come out together. If you see, actually, this is the Queen of Cups in the 10 of Cups card. I do love this deck. Queen of Cups, 10 of Cups. So the 10 of Cups is wonderful energy. This is one of the happily ever after cards. For me, there are two. There's the financial happily ever after, like sturdy, practical, stable. And then there's the emotional happily ever after, which is what you have here. The 10 of Cups is complete emotional fulfillment. So in the Waite Tarot, it's this house with people out in front on the lawn, little cabin, and there's a big rainbow and 10 golden cups in that rainbow. I quite like this. It's a simple emotional picnic, but 10 cups, you know? Emotional fulfillment, Capricorn. So if it's about love, fear not. Don't let any of this pain from the past freak you out, because it's going to be wonderful. You're going to either embody the Queen of Cups, which is funny because, I mean, you're the Queen of Pentacles. But even though they say Capricorns don't show their emotions very much, you can. It's just that you take some time to decide who that is, because you want to be sure, because you don't like to lead people on if it's not serious, and you don't like to be led on. But once you choose, and once you're sure, all of your emotions come pouring out, and you've got so much to give. The Queen of Cups is coming. If this is not you, it could also be your partner, or your potential partner, bringing that Cups energy in. Showing their feelings like the Queen of Cups. She doesn't need to hide hers. She's sure of them. If it's about work, then you're going to be extremely emotionally happy with the Ten of Cups, and your cup will never be empty, right? Ooh, okay. And for those of you dealing with romance, we've also got the Six of Cups under here. That's a soulmate card. Again, more cups, more emotions. Could be your soulmate. Could be. All right. If it's for business, though, you'll be super emotionally happy. Your cup will never be empty. All right, I'm going to move on to the oracle cards. For those of you that are interested in romance, we've got the romance angels. For those of you that aren't, I do tie them into business, but if you can't stomach them, then feel free to move on, to sign off, or you can skip it so that you can see the other oracle decks we'll be pulling from. If not, feel free to do whatever you feel. Stick around. All right. What do we have? Romanticism. Your feelings are authentic and worthy of being lived. All right. I'll go through it more in depth. I just need a couple more cards from the Romance Angels, please. For Capricorn 2019 for April. Sun, Moon, and Rising. That one almost flipped out. All right, and 2 fell on the ground. Just let me pick them up. All right, sorry. They're taking, oh, all right. What do we have here? Ooh, all right, Capricorn. We've got, as I said, romanticism. Do excuse me, all of my cards are in Spanish at the moment, but I will translate. Romanticism. Your feelings are authentic and worthy of being lived. All right. So, Capricorn, if you're up for the romance, this is fantastic. I think that kind of speaks for itself. Who doesn't want some romance? If you don't, however, your feelings are still authentic and worthy of being lived. So this could be about opening yourself up emotionally, not in romance. This could be about your family. As I said, Aries is targeting that part of your chart. So, that house, rather. So it could be about that, or then it could be about really admitting what you want in work, really admitting your feelings about it and going for it. Right. You've also got, it's worth waiting for. Divine synchronization is active in your love life. It's worth waiting for. So again, that speaks a bit for itself. If it's a person, if you feel they're taking too long, which is strange because usually the earth signs take the longest. So if you're dealing with an earth sign, or potentially there are some other signs such as Libra, for example, that, God, they really do take their time with their decisions sometimes. If you feel it's moving too slowly, do know that it's worth waiting for, though. And if it's not for romance, it's for the job, then even if you're making slow progress is still progress. So it's worth waiting for. And last but certainly not least, we have true love. Here is the love of your life. My goodness. All right. I don't know how I can expand on that. Cap, for some of you, you might have met as, what did I say? 6 of Cups, soulmate. True love. All right. Maybe it didn't fully come out because it's not for all of you. But for those of you that it is, you're walking on sunshine with Cupid's arrows. If this isn't about romance for you, then you might have found the right job to marry. Let's put it that way. If it makes you happy, Capricorn, if it brings you that emotional fulfillment, go for it. All right, we're also going to do the goddess guidance. I do love a bit of guidance. If you're a guy, Capricorn, don't feel bad. A lot of Greek heroes got guidance from the goddesses. They can be pretty badass sometimes, honestly. All right. Come on, what can we get for Capricorn for April 2019? Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, please. Okay. can we get for Cappies? That's too many. I don't think Capricorn's going to wait around for all of that. Oh, but look what came at the bottom. Isolde. That's unprecedented love. My goodness. Some of you are going to have a very romantic April. Right, what do we have? Green Tara. First. So Green Tara is about delegating. Start delegating. Ask other people, including me. This is Tara speaking. Ask other people, including me, to help you instead of trying to do everything alone. That's a very valid message, especially for Capricorns. You're so used to handling things alone sometimes because, you know, who can do it better than you? Who can do it better than you? But, you know, sometimes people can do it. You don't always have to do it by yourself, Cappy. All right, let's see. So, yes, start delegating. No matter in what, especially in your job, you need to take care of your house now a lot too. So if it's about your job, start delegating. Start looking for those little tasks that you can give other people. You know, they're not going to burn the place down all the time just because you leave them alone. All right. You've also got Rhiannon, of the healer, the witch who uses magic. You're a magical person that can manifest his or her clear intentions in reality. All right. You've got magic, Cappy. Especially this April. You've got magic. Whatever you want to happen, if you've got it very clearly focused, you can get it. You can get it. All right. And you've also got Conventina, purification. It's time for a detox, cleaning of the body and the mind. All right. So it is actually an excellent time astrologically for all of those fitness regimes, for those new diets, for any type of physical detox. But as they say, it can also be about mental detox. So don't, you know, if you're perfectly healthy, don't feel forced to do anything extra, especially if it's going to push you. But do try and clear out all of those negative thoughts, all of those fears. Oh, it's not going to work, or oh, I'm hurt, or oh, my tower fell down. Forget it, all right? You are the sea goat. You can adapt to both the ocean and the land. Don't let anything get you down. Detox all that. Right, finally, we're going to grab some cards from the I Ching. Right, if you're not familiar with the I Ching, I really recommend looking into it. It's one of the oldest forms of divination. It's from ancient China, and they used to cast bones or coins to come up with their combinations. Obviously, it's much easier now because we only have to pull a few cards. There's 64 possible combinations. I'm going to pull two cards, one for the present situation and the other for how it evolves or develops. All right. The only thing is the messages here can be a little bit metaphorical, a little bit poetic. They are ancient, so it happens. But, you know, if we're going to read through them, and then we'll try and clarify and tie them into the reading. All right. First one, we've got 34. And I see a mountain already. Very reminiscent of the Capricorn, the mountain. Right. One more card, please, for our Capricorns. How is this going to develop? Thank you. 24. Okay, we've got 34 and 24. Only 10 apart. Maybe the 10 of Cups apart. Sorry. I'm exaggerating a little, but it's what I feel. All right, let's see. So, we've got 34 here. As you see, a mountain. Above we have thunder, below heaven. Thunder in heaven, respecting the established order. The power of heaven is heard in the voice of the thunder, which proclaims its vastness. The populace is compelled to obey what cannot be changed at present. Thus are tyrants raised to power by the oppression of dissenting voices. But those who rule with justice may engender obedience born of respect. All right. Capricorn, as I said, it can be a little bit poetic, but in essence here, tyrants raised to power by the oppression of dissenting voices. Those who rule with justice may engender obedience born of respect. Okay, so here you want to face all things fairly, definitely with justice. Think through them. But also, I feel more than anything, you know, this thing they're saying, tyrants, you have people showing their dissent, but those who rule with justice get obedience. I feel this feels to me like a lot like the struggle in your mind at the moment. Stop putting yourself down. Stop dissenting at yourself. You are amazing, okay? Try and get through on willpower instead of on booing. You don't need to boo yourself. All right, and we've got 24. This is above is mountain and below is earth. Again, mountain. No, wait, sorry. That's my bad. Turning point 24. Above is earth and below is thunder. So still earth energy, your energy, earth and thunder. Thunder within the earth. The old makes way for the new. Thunder under the earth is the image of the awakening energy of spring. Winter is a time for rest, and when that time is complete, there comes a turning point. When one is attuned to the cycles of nature, that turning point becomes apparent. So it is in the activities of humankind, which have their own turning points when success becomes more likely. Look at that, Cappy. First of all, it's called the turning point card. What is it sitting right next to here? Let me show you. The Wheel of Fortune and the turning point. I don't think it can get much stronger than that. And then on top of how strange is it that at least here in the Northern Hemisphere, we've just come into spring recently, just about 2 weeks ago. Yes, exactly. And it says, winter is a time for rest. When that time is complete, there comes a turning point. Spring. So it is in the activities of humankind, which have their own turning points when success becomes more likely. What did I say? All right, I do love the I Ching. There you go, Capricorn. It's a turning point. April is a turning point. Whether it's for romance, for work, or for both, turning point. I'm actually going to leave it there. I'm very happy with that reading. And I'll see you next month for your May reading. Bye-bye.